start the show with Brett Sheridan doing his opening act, his audition for Sesame Street, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. I hope you're having a wonderful day, special morning, because we're going to have another special morning leading in the afternoon with you and us. Joining us as always, RB3 is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, happy to be here, y'all. Happy to be here.
You've been Goddard in his house. We saw Brett Sheridan. You know he's here. There he is. And last, certainly not least, Kate Mulligan.
Buongiorno, principessa.
Nice to see you. Nice to see everybody here tonight. Yesterday was fun. Good show. Enjoying it. Having a blast. Let's have some more blasts. Speaking of blasts, my toilet's broken.
Oof, we just went through this.
The worst.
They're actually surprisingly cheap to replace.
Yeah, and it's just stupid things happen.
Is that when something's broken, you just replace the whole toilet?
The whole thing.
Well, we had a series of plumbers come out to try to deal with it. So,
Yeah.
Yes, it was landed upon must be fixed. The flusher was anyway. Not an interesting story.
Kate, who do you think runs my household?
The 3-year-old.
100%. She's the empress, and it's just like in the morning. It's like I've gotten very creative. I have this dragon that I talk to her with. It's a screen dragon, and I listen to this name that I came up with. You guys are gonna be super impressed. It's very creative. Puff.
What was your inspiration?
It was just something that came from the depths of exhaustion. And it was, I talked to her. Hey, come on, Mizzy, come on. She, not now, Puff. Later. I want Puff. Okay, so I get fucking Puff so I can have some peace and quiet in this house. A lot of shit going down today. RB3 watched the Borat movie.
Oh yeah.
We'll probably triple talk about it because I'm gonna watch it. It comes out tomorrow, right?
Yeah. It comes out Amazon Prime tomorrow. Yep.
Comes out tomorrow. I'm sure everybody's gonna be watching the disaster of a debate tonight. So we'll get into the Borat thing on Friday. Smart for them to release it on Friday. But we'll talk. we'll get those thoughts from RB3 about what he thought. Jared Leto is going to be in the Snyder Cut. That's the big news. On a big news, and Reese Witherspoon, thank God, is coming back for Legally Blonde 3. I mean, I couldn't sleep knowing that didn't know what was going on with that movie.
Talk about bringing cinema back. Suck it, Nolan.
Absolutely right. 100%. So let's start with the before that, actually, and look at this. You guys are going to be jealous.
I'm excited.
Did you get the Back to the... How does everybody get these things?
Who did it? Okay, yeah, me and Brett are apparently the only people that didn't get a Back to the Future Day full set.
I am so jealous. I've been seeing everybody on Instagram.
Yeah.
With those sets.
I didn't get one.
Well, you now get to see it up close and personal, bitches. Because watch this.
Oh man.
I haven't opened it, and I told them I was going to open it. I'm going to open this up here. Here's all this stuff. I don't even know what the hell's in here. So let's do it.
Do you think anybody's started an unboxing with "Check it out, bitches" before? Is that?
Probably not. I think it's a Marty vest. It looks like a Marty vest.
Oh my God.
It is. It's a Marty vest.
Oh, Marty vest koozie.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh, dude.
You
Kristian. Yes, please. Yes, sir. May I, please?
We'll see how good your fucking impressions are today.
Oh.
Let's see. And then look at this. Dice Through Time. What is that?
Whoa.
Something I'm gonna be playing with the. Yesterday nice. I said 8-year-old and 9-year-old like 12 times. Somebody called me out and they're like, first Kristian says us an 8-year-old, then he says us a 9-year-old. Which is it? You fake news motherfucker. I said she's going to be 9 soon, so can I say both right now? So there's that one. And let's see what else. Oh, look at this. Oh, this is my favorite. This is going to go up. Biff.
Biff!
Oh, wow.
Back to the Future 2 Biff. Loving this. This is good stuff. Good
What an
stuff.
odd action figure to get when it's like modeled after Trump. Like,
oh yeah, that's right. And look, there's the pit bull. This thing's not messing around. This case, they told me they were going to send me this Back to the Future thing. I was expecting like a little box with with like the movies, and I was and that's ultimate. I thought I was getting this, just this.
Yes.
Which is great.
That's awesome. Yeah.
All in itself is phenomenal.
That's
Oh my
gorgeous.
God.
That's absolutely
that's
gorgeous.
crazy.
I'm not even halfway done with this shit. So, and then Marty from Back to the Future 2.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's another good one with the hat from when he goes back to 1955. So I'm digging that. And now, speaking of back in time, it's another. Oh, where is this? I'm
Oh, I
like,
thought it was gonna
game?
be,
What is that?
what is it?
The board game, right?
Oh, it's a board game.
Wait, there's
Oh,
two board
cool.
games in there?
there's more.
No, no Feo.
No,
We
right?
love board games.
This is like the whole Christmas giveaway they gave you right now.
Amazing. A cookbook. Valley cookbook.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. I hope it's that microwave pizza that you can
Right. Yes.
A
That's
lot
right.
of treats.
Moisturizer, demoisturizer.
The chicken cordon biff in here.
Oh.
It's like, what are you, chicken sandwich? I like that. I like that a lot.
Oh my God.
Biff's corned beef hash skillet.
Oh.
Yeah. So far, so good. I'm digging what I'm getting here. Let's see what else. A couple things left. What's this? Oh, it's a T-shirt. I'm always down for T-shirts.
Are y'all a fan of corned beef hash, by the way? Because
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
it's an old school dish, but I like it.
I do
Yeah.
too.
Hormel.
Oh,
I think it
wow.
has 700 pounds of sodium in it,
Here on
though.
this, they're a little big, these shirts, but man,
I'm a little big. I'm just saying.
I'm your. You are my density. That's great.
last but not least is another book, and this one's awesome. It's the complete guide, the ultimate guide to Back to the Future. I mean, they hooked it up.
What are the odds that Brad Gilmore got one of these?
Well, if he didn't, then he's doing something wrong.
Yeah.
That's
I feel like they should have put Brad Gilmore's book in there.
Book
It was-
in this, exactly.
I thought his book was. Oh, those are socks. Okay, those are. That's the
That's
best
fire.
thing. Out of
That's
that.
fire.
I actually thought Brad Gilmore's book was going to be in there too, but
Yeah.
no,
That would have been nice.
It would have been nice.
I wish they would have had like a photograph you could take, and then people in the photograph would fade over time.
Oh, that would be great. This is good. This is really thank you so much for sending that out. I was pretty excited about it, and that's it. So check it out, everybody. It's that set is well worth it. I'll tell you, a lot of great stuff, especially the Back to the Future. 35 years, isn't that nuts?
That's
Like,
insane.
my daughter, my 89-year-old daughter, she looked at the at the box this morning, and she looks and she goes. Back to the Future has 35 movies. I was like, no, 35 years. It's like, oh my gosh, 35. I can watch all of them.
And so it's October 22nd that they go back. Like that's the day they go back to in 55 and 2015.
See, you know better than me. So, look, the other thing I wanted to tell you this too. This is something that nobody's going to agree with me at all. No one's going to agree with this. I don't think anyone in this panel anyway. Thor: The Dark World, not that bad.
I agree with that.
Not that bad. I watched it. I'm almost done with it. I remember seeing it in the theater and not disliking it. And I think I started to buy all the Kool-Aid of everybody hating it so much. I was like, maybe it's not as good as I thought. I still don't like Kat Dennings in it, but I like the movie so far. I mean,
I think it's a gorgeous film. I think it looks probably one of the best looking Marvel movies for sure.
I dig it.
Yeah,
I dig it.
I can't really compliment it beyond that, but
That's fine. I was watching the movie with my wife because she keeps saying the same thing for every single one of the old ones. She's just like, I don't think I've seen this one. And I'm like, probably not, because it was around the same time that the oldest was born. You know, a lot of these things too. So she remembers seeing some of them, but she doesn't remember seeing shit. And it's good because we go back and we rewatch it. But she's like, I like the Thor movies. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm watching it going, this movie's pretty good. I like it. I like what it sets up so much. It sets up the Thor and Loki dynamic of what it ultimately becomes. You know, because in the first movie and then the Avengers, it's like Loki. When you first introduced to Loki in Thor 1, he was this adopted kid who was all pissed off, and then he looks like he's going to be the villain of the franchise, right? And then he ultimately does that in the Avengers, and you're like, oh, okay. And he's pretty much one-dimensional, kind of a fun, but he's just kind of an evil dude. In Thor: Dark World, you start to see more of. Like it's that bond over when Renee Russo, what happens to her, and it's that bond of the two of them as brothers and as growing up, and the history behind it. I dug it. I'm all right with it. I think it's all right so far. So good for Thor: The Dark World. So
I'll take the Thor trilogy over the Iron Man trilogy. Honestly.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll tell you also, Ben. I don't know what it is, and maybe it's just because we're looking for some things. To watch, and I said this I think on the show yesterday. I stick by the fact that Iron Man 3 is definitely a Shane Black movie and doesn't really fit the tone of all the other Marvel movies, especially the humor is significantly different, the violence is significantly different. But I think that I braced myself for the for what's his face, the what's
Guy Pearce?
Ben Kingsley.
The Mandarin.
Mandarin. I braced myself for that reveal this time around, and it played better. It just was, and knowing what comes afterwards and ultimately how it ends for Tony Stark, that it played into it differently for me. That I found myself enjoying it. I never hated Iron Man 3. I just never thought it fit in. And watching this like as a television series, it's one of those ones. The only one that I'm really not looking forward to watching again is Guardians 2. It's the only one I'm not looking forward to. And I very well could come back here and say the same shit I'm saying about Thor: The Dark World and everything too, that I come back and go, yeah, maybe it was better than I thought it was.
So that one was that bad to you, really?
My problem with it was I remember the end being really good. My problem was not that it was directed bad, not that it was acted bad. It just felt like it was like James Gunn just wanted everyone to tell jokes the whole entire time.
Yeah.
And I like when the characters, like, it feels like that's the personalities and that's what they would be saying. It's like because Dave Bautista is really funny in both movies, but I remember him in the second one. He's just like a joke machine. He doesn't really have any layers behind him. He's just like, he's there. Oh yeah, he's just gonna be on the Tonight Show and just start slamming out one-liners for the entire movie. So I'm gonna go back and rewatch it and see. So we'll see.
That's what I felt about Ragnarok. I thought that was a little too joke heavy. Okay. Let people disagree with me, but
I'm with you, Brett. Like everyone hopped on the Ragnarok train, and I like the movie a lot, but I wanted it to honestly like be weirder. And everyone, Ragnarok? Yeah, and just where Thor just comes out of nowhere and it's just like Kristian said, like doing his tight five. And I'm just like, Chris Hemsworth's hilarious and it's funny, but it's like, where did this come from? Like it was real strange.
I think that's a fair criticism. I like Ragnarok a lot better. I think that I agree with that. It's not consistent to how Thor was in the first two movies. I agree with that completely. But remember also that the second Thor, regardless of what the hell I thought about it too, it a lot of people did not like it, so they went in a totally different direction. Guardians didn't need to go in a different direction, and it was ultimately the same tone. It just seemed like everybody was cracking these jokes, and the Thor movie to me was consistent from the second it started with the characters that were saying the jokes, even though it was definitely it's overloaded with Taika humor. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
I mean, even Hulk, where he's doing certain things. I just felt that rhythm and that tone worked for me better than Guardians, because the whole movie set out for Thor Ragnarok to be jokey in the beginning, and like, okay, this is the personality that this character has, and they're going to be doing this and they're going to be doing that. In the Guardians 2, it just felt like nobody was really there to drive character. Everybody in Thor Ragnarok to me had character and had arc.
I don't know. I disagree with that. I think everybody in Guardians 2 had a really.
You think Dave Bautista had an arc in Guardians 2? What was his arc? In the first one, he had an arc with his kids and trying to get revenge and everything. What was his arc except just to be there and spit out jokes? I'm asking.
He had a whole. I mean, he had to develop the whole relationship with Mantis. Like, he literally had to like figure out how to be friends with somebody like outside of the Guardians gang. Like,
yeah, I gotta watch it again.
It's great. I mean, I personally have always felt like it was just a long episode of Rick and Morty, and I love Rick and Morty, so that's why I've always. But I don't know if you've seen Rick and Morty, you'd probably hate it, Kristian.
Brett tried to get me to start watching. I watched the first episode and I just couldn't get into it. But that's not to say that I won't watch more of it. But I just couldn't get into it.
It's just like wild humor for like random reasons. But that's why I loved it. Yeah. That's why I liked it.
True.
Kristian, the way you just asked that question at RB3, you were like, "Tell me why you're so stupid." I'm just asking.
I didn't know. I just wanted, as I'm asking it though, I'm like, I just didn't understand. I don't understand the arc. But again, I could go back.
There was an edge, buddy. There was an edge.
I could go back to it. And feel the same exact way. Like that's why I'm doing a rewatch. Like we're doing this rewatch, and we're gonna go all the way through. But I have to see. Right now, there's not one that I've seen, and I remember also not loving Ant-Man 2. That's another one that I remember not.
I agree on that one
because I felt the same way. I felt like everybody's just cracking jokes again, and they broke the rules in the movie and about what can shrink and what can't and all that kind of shit. So it's like I have to go back and I'm going to rewatch all these things and double check and see which ones I dig. I still love the Hulk movie. I don't think I love it as much in the ranking system as I did in the past. I still love it, the first Hulk movie, but I think that there's other movies that I would rank higher. But I'm enjoying the rewatch. I am. Cool. Thanks, guys.
Sorry, I had my headphones off for a second.
No. Don't apologize. What were we supposed to say to that? Okay.
Well done.
Kate, let me ask, why have you been so aggressive lately? I'm just curious.
Oh, you did your period?
She's just been like, you've been very combative lately. I'm just curious.
What?
Who are you speaking about?
You. I'm just curious. You're looking for some shit every day.
I need to go get a fig bar.
Looking for some shit? Just curious if you're looking for some shit. Being very nice to you, and you pointing out everything that I'm saying. So I'm just curious. You looking for some shit?
I'm gonna
lost for words.
I'm gonna let the chat handle this one. I can't see it, but I'm gonna let them handle this one.
God, are you looking for some shit? I'm like Chicago. What are you doing? Looking for some shit?
I think I left some Xanax in the other room.
Can I have some, Brett?
Just curious, Kay. You look like you're looking for some shit.
Is our sponsor Feels today? Because I'm going to drink this thing right now.
Come on, kick in, baby.
Yeah.
Jared Leto is going to be in the Snyder Cut.
You gave him the Roxy treatment there. That's a full on like, oh. Okay.
She gave me my wife treatment is what she gave me. She gave me the wife who's been through it before treatment.
Yeah, no, I was like I'm like what I would say at my own home would be like, I'm gonna give you a moment to change that. I'm gonna give you a moment.
And I was looking so hard, I thought that we were on StreamYard. I was going to try to drop her out of the fucking chat. And I couldn't do it. Hey, looking for some shit, Mulligan. Hey. All right. Let us get some shit done. What's going on with this cut? We have
the Snyder Cut. It's completely done, guys. There's no reshoots. It's waiting on a shelf to be made and put on HBO Max.
You're just looking for people to come kick your ass.
You know it.
That DC smoke. DC smoke.
I want to see this, but it's just funny that the Snyder Cut exists. No one denied that there was extra footage that Zack Snyder shot. But the fact that they're saying this movie was out there ready to be just put out was ridiculous. But Jared Leto is joining the Snyder Cut as his role of Joker. In addition, producers John Berg and Jeff Johns, then studio executives who oversaw the movie and reshoot, are being moved to the side and will not be receiving producer credits on the Snyder Cut.
Good.
Snyder Cut will be a 4-episode event series for HBO Max and is financing the new round of shooting and the completion of many unfinished scenes. So how do you guys feel about this? Do you want Jared Leto back on set sending used condoms and dead pigs to his co-stars again?
I don't think he's going to be doing that. Well, first off, I mean, just to address that, I do think that there was a full. I always, and I said this even though it's so funny. In November of last year, I said I always did think that there was a cut. And I still do. I think there was a cut, and I was a much different cut than the one that we got, and obviously in the one that was released. And I think that once the hype started to come out for it, and they had the movie, they said, "Well, can we?" There's a lot of hype now for it. There's a lot of additions. Can we put some money into this and even add more stuff? Like, what do you want to do with this movie now? Now that we have it, what can we do? Let's add some more stuff. So I do think that there was a full-on cut. Even though it's so funny, so many stupid people out there. This one guy's like, "Oh, but Harloff, you saw the cut." No, dummy. Look at the November. I said at one point, I think I said I didn't care because I was just so everyone was just bombarding. Oh, what's happening? What's happening? I don't care. Let's move on. Is there a thing? Yeah, I said in November. I think there was a thing. I think they should show the thing. I think that people wanted to see it, and I think that they did the right move. I think they were smart to do it. I think that Zack Snyder should have gotten his vision out. I think he's gonna get his vision out. But I do think that what they were able to do was say, okay, look, HBO Max, we have this money to do. Let's add some more to it. We're getting, like, people really want to see it. What do you want to do? And he's like, I want to put the Joker in it. Well, cool. How can we do that? How can we make it work? So he shot extra scenes. I think the additional scenes that they shot, what was the budget? Like 150 million or something?
I think it was 70. I think it was 70 million.
70 million? Well, either way, it's like, but 70 million to do changes. And because if you're HBO Max and you can put this together and it's going to bring in a lot of people and you have this full on, like, this big movie that was already there, and you can add these things and get more people and more subscribers. And we're going to talk about this story in a little bit with how HBO Max is doing. Why wouldn't you add that extra money to add these things? So I like this move. I think it's a smart move. So yeah, what do you guys think, Ben?
I don't like Jared Leto's Joker at all. Like, I am curious. I don't want to say excited. I'm curious about the Snyder Cut to see, what differences there is. Because I like Zack Snyder's, like, visual directing, but sometimes his storytelling can get a little bogged down. But I'm curious about it. I don't think Jared Leto's Joker should be in this. I don't know. I didn't like what he did behind the scenes, and I didn't like what he did in front of the camera either. So,
but how do you know? How do you know that he shouldn't be in it if you don't know what the story point is?
You just mean Jared Leto specifically.
Yeah, but if Jared Leto, if Snyder found a way for the Joker to work inside of this and tie it in, then how do you know that it wouldn't work? Because
I've seen what he did on screen for Suicide Squad, and
the Suicide Squad was a mess from all the way around. So
was Batman v Superman, though. That's what I'm saying. It just doesn't feel like they. If Zack Snyder had this vision and, like, had this movie, that's great. I just don't know why he's adding more to it. It feels like I'm saying the same thing for all the Spider-Man movies. It feels like they're adding just too much to it. Like, I want to see a Spider-Man movie. Now we're getting Doctor Strange and Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield and, Gwen Stacy, and okay, that's a lot. But I mean, if it was Joaquin Phoenix, I'd be like, oh, well, that's a big reach, but I'm curious. But I've seen what Jared Leto did behind the scenes. He was a huge asshole, and then honestly, what he did on screen wasn't good either. I know, like, everyone's saying, like, there's an air cut out there too for Suicide Squad. Maybe that's different, but what I saw on screen, I didn't enjoy. Zack Snyder could have something completely different in mind, but
yeah, that's why I want to give it. That's why I want to give it a shot too, because I definitely don't like what was on screen for Suicide Squad with the Joker. I thought they were just trying to get because I understand they had to get so far away from Heath Ledger's, and they wanted to go I just didn't like the really crazy punk rock thing that they did with him, and it was
not just
like you said, I was
gonna say not just even punk rock, like the Latin gangster kind of thing, like with the slick back hair in the strip club, and like with Common. It was weird. It was all weird. But that's why part of me actually does get a little excited that Zack Snyder might be directing Jared Leto, because it probably would be a little different. I don't think he'll go for the same kind of cheap David Ayer LA gangster aesthetic that Suicide Squad was. I think he'll go for. If anything, Joker's probably going to be in Arkham Asylum, and he's going to be locked up, and it's going to be like a one scene, and Joker just needs to, or Batman just needs to get some information, or maybe it's we didn't see a lot of Deathshot, which we were supposed to see, and or not Deathshot. I'm sorry, Deathstroke. Joe Manganiello.
Right.
We didn't see a lot of him. Maybe there's a scene where he's trying to break out both Lex Luthor and Joker out of the asylum, and maybe that could be a different subplot. Because I think, for my opinion, as what the Snyder Cut is, I think they had a 2-hour movie, and they reshot a lot of it, and probably the differences are probably like an hour and 45 minutes of what we saw in the actual movie, right? And then HBO Max got a hand in it and said, hey, this could be a big get for us. Let's just put like a bunch of money behind it. Yep. And Zach, whatever cut scenes you didn't get to put in the original script, that was in the original script, whatever you wanted to shoot and however you want to plus it, just go ahead and do it. And, because frankly, HBO, not just HBO Max, but HBO in general has been trying to get Zack Snyder for a long time. They tried to develop a couple series with him, including they originally wanted him for the Watchmen TV show originally. But so they're banking a lot on Zack Snyder, and they're banking a lot on this being a big hit for him. So I think they're just plussing.
I think that you nailed it. I think you nailed it. I think that that's why Ben and Kate, I'll give you a little more ammo. I got to disagree with what you said there with the fact that they didn't have a cut, and there wasn't this big to keep adding stuff. I think that the reason for exactly what RB3 said, I think that there was a movie they probably could have just released as it was. With maybe a couple reshoots here and there, but I think there was a full movie. But what RB3 said, I think he nailed it. I think that they said, well, shit, if it's going to be long anyway, and we can make some reshoots and really kind of add into this thing, let's spend let's $70-80 million on it. And let's make it a 4-episode mini series, and that's ultimately what it is. It's gonna be like 4. It's gonna be like 4 parts, and it's this huge thing. And because of how well HBO Max is doing, I think it's a very smart move. I think that it makes sense to put the money into it. I think it makes sense to let him have his vision on it, because it could also add into brand new things. And if you piggyback off the conversation we were having yesterday, if it goes to a place where theaters aren't going to be around for a little bit, and this thing brings in big numbers, which it will, you can say, all right, Snyder, you want to do some more stuff now in the DC realm on television, maybe do a show or carry on that particular way. I think it's smart. I think that the fans obviously will follow him. I think this is a good move and a smart move. And I think it's a smart move to do Joker because of what Goddard said, that a lot of people weren't fans of him. This is a way to turn it around, and maybe you shoot a scene with Snyder that turns people around and go, okay, maybe that version of Joker would have worked with better direction. But Kate, do you give a shit about this?
I do, because I actually don't buy any of this. I've been saying from jump about this whole Snyder Cut thing that they were talking a big game when they didn't have any practice. Because truthfully, I think that he probably was like, yeah, this isn't the Justice League I was gonna make. And then this isn't what cut I would do. And in order to make his be any good, they've had to do nothing but reshoots. So to me, I'm like, I don't think there was actually a cut that was going to be any better than what we saw. And of course, if the original director got to recut it and reshoot it, they could make a better movie too. Yeah. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm sort of like, this just feels like cover up after cover up after cover up. And listen, I hope DC fans get a great new cut, but I also think there's a real possibility here that what they should have said was you know what, we're going to make another movie having to do in the Justice League world, and that might have done better than trying to salvage bits and pieces.
It's not bits and pieces. That's what I'm saying. But this isn't bits and pieces. There was you got to remember, this was a full movie that the guy had was taken off the movie, had a personal tragedy in his life, always wanted to release the cut that he did. They brought in Joss Whedon, who ruined the movie. He ruined the movie. And he put this, and it wasn't the vision at all. You can tell that the things that were supposed to be in there, and then what ultimately came out there, it was ruined. The movie was absolutely ruined. So it gives that hardcore fan base, instead of just a little bit. It's just not. Look, the Donner cut is a significantly different movie. The Donner cut of Superman 2 is a significantly different film than what was released, and that's I think, a fraction of the differences that you're going to see in the Snyder Cut alone. I would agree with you if it was just maybe, okay, there's like 15 minutes of difference. This is going to be a different movie, and it's going to be split into parts, and they shoot this stuff. And I saw Bibiani in the chat, and he's talking about but you're not going to be able to recoup losses. How do you know that? How do you know they're not going to be able to recoup losses when it comes to subscriber bases? HBO Max right now is building up so many new subscribers already from what they're doing. The hype and the way that the internet is already pushing, and look at what the fan base for Snyder alone has done to get the word out about this thing, right? If they continue to do that, if they're continuing to do that, and they will, once the movie comes out and the reviews that we'll get, people will catch on, and HBO Max will start to see more subscribers from it, because that is how you're going to recoup it. Because I hate to tell you this, Bibbs, you're not going to be watching, you're not going to be watching movies in the theater for a long time, and they're not going to start aiming things towards the movies for a long time. So they're going after new subscribers, and if they feel, even though, we might lose, we're going to have to take a loss a little bit here on the money that we're putting in, but we're going to get so many new subscribers in here, and we're going to keep building this out, and so much hype for it, and so much press for it. So I think that this is.
But
this is
answer a question for me though. If he had a cut that he would have put out, why so many reshoots? Why $70 million for reshoots? Why a character that wasn't in the original script?
That's what I'm saying. That's what RB3 was saying also, Kate.
I know. No, I understand. But what I'm saying is, I think what he realized was like, my cut wasn't going to be all that different. I feel like there was something that made him feel like,
really?
Man, yeah, I do. Because why? Why, if HBO saw that and thought, wow, we've got a way different movie here. Thank God we have this cut. Let's put this out. Why would they spend more money in a thing?
Because you get more. Because you get more. You get now you have because you're seeing the kind of hype that it is building on social media.
But how could you get the Snyder Cut's the most hyped thing there is? How could you overhype something that's already so hyped?
If he's out in a room and he goes, you know what, we have all these things that we've already done, and we're going to put out like, okay, look, well, we're going to split this thing into 4 parts. Well, I definitely have 3 parts where the 4th part that I have right now is a little shorter on time.
So I'm going to add new characters in.
What if I shoot what if he looks through and he says to himself at one point, he's like, you know what would have worked really good at this scene if we had a scene with like just to use that example, Bruce Wayne having to find out more information, and he has to talk to the Joker. So how great would that be if we do a scene where we're able to get that reshoot, and that'll actually drive our story? I think there's ways to drive the story if you're going to be able to shoot 4 parts of it. People are like, it was just one movie and they kept adding scenes to the movie, and you have to watch it in a 6-hour spurt. And maybe some people are going to do that. I'm going to watch it as a mini series. I'm going to watch it as 4 parts. I want those extra scenes. I want them to add the money to it. I want to put the extra effort into it.
But I feel like that we're moving the goalposts for him, because like it is a movie. You can put it as a mini series if you want on HBO Max, but this is supposed to be the Snyder Cut film. So, like, again, I'm curious about this. I want to see this. I'm going to watch it.
Who says though? But who says they can't make additions?
Well,
for it?
Then it's not the Snyder Cut.
Then it's not the Snyder Cut. That's the whole thing.
That's
That's
what I'm saying, is that I don't like.
It was a cut of a movie.
But it is still the cut. It's still the Snyder Cut. He added stuff. He had reshoots. Everybody else has reshoots. Why can't he have reshoots
with new characters?
Why not? It's reshoots.
That's a new movie. That's not a reshoot, Kristian. A reshoot is something that has already been shot that you shoot again. That is a reshoot. That is actually the definition of the word.
He's not changing the entire film in the arc. He's adding new scenes. You're right. We don't know.
We don't know. The point is we don't know. But also, when you say somebody's cut of a movie, you make a movie and then 2 different people get to cut it. That's called the Snyder Cut. This is now Snyder's movie. I'm fine with that. But let's call it what it is. It's not his cut of footage.
But how do you? But how do you?
Making a new movie.
We see.
$70 million in reshoots tells me it's a new movie.
It depends on
with
how
new characters showing up, such as the Joker.
The stuff that I wanted to see that they pitched in that trailer at Comic-Con years ago was not the movie that I saw in the theater. With the stuff that was happening with Batman and Aquaman and all that, and it certainly seems like I'm going to get that and see more of that. The stuff that was pitched at Comic-Con that I saw at the trailer, that was at the DC fandom. So I don't know. I guess I'm just more hyped about this than you guys are, because I think, to me, that it just looks like I I think that is a Snyder cut. I think so. What, they give him reshoots to add to his Snyder cut? They had the baseline of what they wanted. They had of what he did. They had a full movie, and they said, okay, look, we're going to bring in new subscribers. Here's some more money. You want to put some more stuff into your Snyder cut, which it is, then do it. So I don't agree with the fact that if he's adding stuff, it's no longer the Snyder cut. I don't think that makes sense.
Well, it's like the big one is always like Blade Runner. Blade Runner has 7 different versions of it over the years, but Ridley Scott never had to get Harrison Ford back in there, and he didn't add like 3 more replicants into the whole story.
But if he did, it would still be the Ridley Scott cut. If he did it, it would still be, there'd be reshoots to it, but it would still be his cut if he had to do reshoots.
Can I tell you, it is a semantics issue for me. It is 100% a semantics issue for me, because for me, the Snyder, what we were told at the very beginning of this was that Zack Snyder felt like he had a lot of footage that wasn't used, that wasn't the way his movie was going to look like, and he had his own cut of the movie, and he was going to release that. That is not what is happening here. To an extent, some of that is happening, but what is happening is he's been given more money. He's shooting this whole new movie. For me, semantics, if you want to say Zack Snyder's Justice League, if you want to say the Justice League Part 2, Zack Snyder's take on it or whatever. But for me, it is semantics of it's not his cut. It's a new movie.
They are officially titling it Zack Snyder's Justice League. But
well, then there go all my problems.
This is the problem. This is the problem with the internet. When you listen, I cannot stand this in conversations when someone says whether it's Kristian is right, Kate is right, Ben is right, RB3 is right, let it go. No one is right here. It's a conversation. No one is right.
Except for me. I'm right.
Yeah, I hate when people say that. Well, they're right, so move on. You don't know that they're right. You might agree with them. I agree with what they're saying. Can we move on? Different. They're right. You're right. No, Kristian's right. Move on. You don't know that. Stop that. It's what happens on the internet.
RB3, is the Schmobot on? Someone said they sent one in.
Yeah,
it should be on. It's definitely on. Yeah, let me see.
So streamlabs.com/Schmodown. Like look, I love the fact even yesterday and today when we get into these conversations, I love it, the debate aside, but like I said, you guys, the reason we're able to do this in general is if you are able to donate here today, streamlabs.com/the Schmodown. Put in a Schmobot. What's your opinion on it? What do you think? Please go ahead and put those in there. They keep the crew here, keep the crew going, keep us staying on the air. And the other way, too, so a lot of people have been kind of talking to me.
Slavario donated $20.
Thank you, James.
What the fuck was that beginning?
Oh, that's right.
Hey.
That was just Brett doing his thing.
So many pants are worn at your house, considering it's summer still.
I know. Those are all my wife's jeans.
13 donated $20.
Thank
Best
you.
line in Dark World, trust my rage. Loki keeps me liking a good part of that movie.
I'm so glad that you brought that up because that was we paused it at that part and then went to sleep. But it was that is a great line because when he said because Thor's just trying to figure out this motherfucker. I love him still, but like I can't trust him. Like and he says to me, I can't trust you, and he goes, "Trust my rage," because he's pissed off about Rene Russo. I do love that line. It's a great line. The other thing, so a lot of people were talking to me yesterday. I know that a lot of people are wondering about how it all would work if we're indeed going to do the thing with if we have this show.
Sutherland donated $20. Remember that we are expanding the runtime from a 2 to 3 hour movie to a 4-hour miniseries.
Yeah,
right.
They are adding more firepower to the movie.
Exactly.
I'm personally excited to see more characters in a Justice League movie and will make sense also. Rest in peace, Quibi. Yo Hoshmo donated $20.
Yeah, I want to see the Snyder Cut as a
Love you
Quibi.
all so much. It's my birthday today and I am hyped for it, but I wish I was spending some of it at a movie theater. My favorite is the Music Box Theater in Chicago.
Oh, in Chicago.
Do you have a favorite movie theater or favorite memory at the movies? Balls?
Oh.
Balls.
Favorite movie theater? I mean, there was definitely a movie theater I went to in Queens that it wasn't a good theater by any means, but I used to love going there, and it was it was called the Quartet, and it was on what the hell was that? I'm gonna tell you, it was on Northern Boulevard. I can't remember, but it was in Flushing, and it was in Queens, and like if someone got stabbed there, it probably would be a Thursday. But if for some reason I just remember a lot of memories going. I remember seeing Major League there. I remember seeing there was a lot of movies that Die Hard I saw there. I remember seeing a lot of movies there. I loved that theater, but certainly wasn't a great theater. I think to me, I like the big the big ones out here, like the IMAX theaters and the good sound. If I'm gonna go, I want to get the ultimate theater experience. I want to see on a little piss screen. How about you, Kate?
It's such a basic answer, but I am a basic bitch. I love the ArcLight out here. I love it. But the Music Box in Chicago is incredible. I didn't get there as much as I would have liked to, but it's
Sherman Oaks or Hollywood, Kate?
Oh, you know what? I haven't been to the Sherman Oaks one. I like the Hollywood one because that's where we would always go to all the premieres for the company I worked for. But yeah, is Sherman Oaks as good?
It's an ArcLight. I'm not a big ArcLight guy. Like I know like Alex Marzonia lives and dies by ArcLight.
Neither.
But once Movie Pass and like I don't know. Even before I was like, why am I paying $19 for this ticket?
Shadow
and then
Dragon Productions
once A-List came out, I was like,
$20.
never again.
There is no emotion, there is peace. There is no ignorance, there is knowledge. There is no passion, there is serenity. There is no chaos, there is harmony. There is no death, there is the force.
Beautiful.
Oh, there it is.
That was from Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah,
exactly. But anyway, let's try to. So anyway, what I was saying before, just to let you all know, is. Yeah.
Well, my favorite movie.
Well, you can
never mind.
Jump in a second.
Jack Snyder cut. Never mind.
The Jack Snyder cut.
I said Zach.
They said Jack. So, no, but people were asking me because we talked about, potentially doing the show 10 to 12 every day as we're doing it live. You watch it live. You can still. I missed it live, so I got to go back and I have to listen to it on podcast form because the idea is to then drive people to the podcast numbers because that's where sponsorships come. That's where people. That's how. I mean, donations are great, and they help us through being able to keep the crew and all that stuff too. But in order to keep the show going, in order to keep sponsorships, YouTube revenue, it stinks and it's overpopulated and there's too much shit on there. There's just too much stuff. Everybody's doing everything on YouTube. So by driving to the podcast and putting clip outs, 3 or 4 clip outs a day, by doing that, driving to you have to either watch us live, come in live, do all that stuff. So people were asking, well, it's harder for me to do. Can I do that? And again, making the video available to both Schmodown and SEN patrons at the lowest level there. That's something that it's not happening yet. It's something we talked about. But people are like, well, is there a way to not do that? If everybody, even if you watch on YouTube Live or on the replay, if you subscribe to the podcast, the Apple Podcast or Spotify,
Shadow
you go over
Dragon
there.
Productions donated $20. Peace is a lie. There is only passion. Through passion I gain strength. Through strength I gain power. Through power I gain victory. Through victory my chains are broken. The force shall free me.
Yes. Thank you.
That is from Shrek.
That sounds so good in the Schmobot
English voice.
It
really
does, yeah.
But just a reminder, so how you do it is if everybody went over there right now and subscribed to SEN Live on Patreon, not Patreon, on Apple Podcasts, or if you do it on Spotify, and you go over there, and especially if you leave a comment and you rate it and you listen to the episodes and you can do it, that helps because then the guy who is finding the ads for the show, he goes, whoa, we saw a spike in this and that and then, and you start to see it hit the charts, and then it's easier to say, oh, okay, maybe we can keep both going. But right now we got to drive people to the audio, and if you guys are able to just, I've said it a lot of times, people, well, I watch on YouTube, I don't do audio. Audio is so important for this show. Like that's how that is, between that and the live aspect of doing this. That's how it survives. And it's like people are like, well, you're going to lose me if you do that. Well, you're going to lose the show.
It's an illusion. Fuck you.
It's an illusion.
You don't like it. Just saw the one-on-one with Steve Byrne and you brought that old gem up. Hilarious.
Stitcher too. It all adds in. Stitcher helps. Spotify. And anything on audio. Yeah, it's like anything that you can do for audio wise and watching the numbers, because that's how it pops up in the charts. That's how you support it. And people are, well, I can't join Patreon. Then subscribe to the podcast feed. That costs nothing to do.
Yeah.
Like, well,
that's how we get all the sponsors.
Like, I don't like to listen. I don't like to listen to audio. Well, subscribe to it. That's all you have to do. Subscribe to the fucking feed
and leave a review.
That's right. And then Ben, what do we have today, by the way?
I believe it's Magic Spoon.
Well, I'm excited to talk about Magic Spoon because you guys know that we have been speaking about Magic Spoon because I'm a big cereal eater. I slam down that cereal. I love it. I was eating it for a very long time. It was a treat at night, and I said, I don't know. I can't do it. It's a lot of sugar. There's a lot of junk in there, and you just honestly, especially as you're getting older, you don't want to eat it. And I've been trying to cut down on carbs and sugar and all that unhealthy stuff, and you just can't eat anything good anymore. But Magic Spoon comes in, and Magic Spoon is good. It is really good. It's 0 sugar. It's 11 grams of protein and only 3 net grams of carbs in each serving. You got 4 flavors. There's cocoa, there's fruity, there's frosted, and blueberry. You can try them all in a variety pack, and it tastes really, really good. It's too good to be true, to be honest with you. It's keto-friendly, it's gluten-free, it's grain-free, soy-free, low-carb, GMO-free. It's great. Kate and I have both been slamming down the cocoa. It's so good.
So good.
And it's very easy on how you do it. You just go to magicspoon.com/SEN Live, and you grab a variety pack, and you try it today. You got to be sure to use the promo code SEN Live at checkout, and then you get free shipping. Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you say, I don't like this flavor, I don't like this, they're going to refund your money, and there's no questions asked. magicspoon.com/SEN Live, and you got to use the code SEN Live for free shipping. Thank you to Magic Spoon for sponsoring the podcast.
Thank you, Magic Spoon.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
The tough thing is, though, you have to send back the stuff you ate, too, and that's a little difficult.
And you're going to take pictures of your bowels.
Yeah. So.
But the other thing I was going to say is for anybody who is like big into like protein powders, or like if you always have like a protein shake every day, this is like a much tastier, less chalky version of that, because it really is like, it's like they took protein powder and made it into a cereal. It's delicious that way. So nice. I know people. I don't know. I know people have been like, why is this so much? But I'll tell you what, it's because it's basically like, what do you pay for your protein powder? Like what? Like
right.
Really, truly delicious.
And especially if you get a code for it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's good. Shamelabs.com/the Schmodown. A lot of Schmobots coming in now. Keep those coming as we get to our next story here. Ben Goddard.
I mean, it seems like we're going all HBO Max right here in streaming services, because we got 2 big headlines. One, Quibi shutting down, which is the least surprising thing of 2020. A new report from the Wall Street Journal indicates that Jeffrey Katzenberg's mobile streaming platform Quibi is shutting down after 6 months of struggles and failing to amass either strong subscription numbers or a buyer that kept them afloat.
I never understood why anyone thought this was a good idea.
That's me too. I don't know.
I never understood why that was like. Well, people like to watch short shit on YouTube. Yeah, like get cats and TikTok videos and shit. But it's like not like full programs like that. It's like that, and on the phone. I thought it was a terrible strategy. I think it was just like someone who was so out of touch. Like, all these kids, they're walking through that, and you can see the pitch meeting. Oh, think about it, guys. They don't want to watch full content. They just want to turn on their phone, watch something. Attention span, they're just totally, they can only tune in for like 10 minutes tops. But what if we get Kevin Hart? And what if we can get, a big celebrity like Leto? Shit, I don't know. What if Liv Tyler, what's she doing these days? Let's put her on some kind of 10-minute form. They're going to watch it. They're going to eat it up because it's going to go so quick, and you can only watch it on your phone. Sign me up, Katzenberg. And it's like, I didn't watch anything on it. I was never interested in anything that they were doing. Did anybody ever watch anything on Quibi ever?
I just saw that one trailer for the Kevin Die Harder. Or whatever.
Die Hard, yeah.
No, my friend actually, my friend found out yesterday because she worked on a show for Quibi, and she found out yesterday. We're on this text chain. She's like, guys, I think Quibi might be shutting down, and we had talked about it yesterday, and I was like, yeah, I think so. How do you not know you've lost your job yet? If I already know, it was very awkward. But yeah, she was like, she worked on like a sex show on that. I mean,
like in a bubble, I can kind of understand it because I always say that the Tartakovsky Star Wars Clone Wars is like my favorite series. They're 5 minutes long. It's a micro series, so I can kind of understand. But it just felt like they were just like, "Hey, Kevin Hart's in this. Okay, go watch it. Kevin Hart's in it." Like it wasn't. I don't know. I don't want to like poo-poo on the creators or anything like that, but
I just think they took a shot. I think they took a shot.
Yeah.
I just never understood why anybody thought it was a good idea. That's the least shocking thing I ever heard, though, that it was shut down.
Let's hear more about this sex show, though. Okay.
Yeah, 10-minute sex show?
What's the DL?
Perfect for me, honestly.
It was sort of like
I loved RB3's response. It was like,
Sounds like the guy from Dark Crystal.
Skeksis show. Skeksis.
I forget what the name of it was, but it was like a show about, it was sort of like a Love Line, I want to say, like a sex call and answer show. But anyway, but then her wife came in. She said, "Don't worry." Kat just came in and said to me, "Well, at least you don't have to stress about dildos anymore." Which is like, listen, you lose your job, but also no more stressing about dildos.
I want to see a Love Line Quibi. Hey, I'm going through this tough relationship. Like, I think my boyfriend's gaslighting me, and I think he gave me an STD. All right, well, that's the show, guys. We're out of 10 minutes. Later, bye.
It's like Kristian's a CNN news anchor.
Yeah, exactly. Quibi sounds like a STD.
It was a bad idea.
Do not sleep with that guy.
She gave me the Quibi.
He's got Quibi.
And on the opposite side of Quibi, we have HBO Max killing it right now. The number of subscribers in the U.S. for HBO and HBO Max, 38 million, exceeding the company's initial year-end 36 million target. HBO revenues for the quarter were $1.8 billion.
I'm telling you, man, this is the streaming. It jumps back to that conversation yesterday. This is the new way. This is the way, and you look at now. You have HBO Max, Disney Plus, Netflix, Amazon, Hulu. I mean, this is another reason why Quibi ate shit. You know, it's like, why am I going to subscribe to whatever the hell Quibi is offering in 10-minute spurts when I have all these things that I could watch, all these brand new movies, all these new series with higher content, and network television. What a dinosaur that is now. You know, it's like when you think about what back in the day with like Cheers and Friends like that. There's still ones that pop out, I guess, too. Like Blackish is doing really well, and there's and I think the Goldbergs are still on. There's shows that still work, but those are single camera.
Well, it's single camera, and then literally it's just like anything hospital or cop related is what network TV is now, and that'll never go away. But other than that, Chicago has like PD, fire, everything on there.
Right. Right, and it's just the multi-camera. Are there any more multi-camera sitcoms anymore? I know that How I Met Your Mother was one of the last.
Yeah,
ones.
Big Bang Theory
or Big Bang Theory. That's gone too. So they're expensive, right? I think they're expensive, and they also it's just I cannot stand canned laughter. Cannot stand it. That was one form of media that I'm okay with kind of being a thing of the past. Does anybody miss
there
those?
was that YouTube video that went viral about Big Bang Theory, and it was like the person was like, we're gonna play this board game of Lord of the Rings, Star Trek, Captain Kirk, Star Wars, and then the laughter comes in, the guy pauses like, where's the joke? You just said a bunch of things. Where's the joke?
Right.
But I don't know what the show is, but it has Will Sasso in it, and I keep seeing his preview.
Someone just brought that
oh
up.
my god!
Someone said it was terrible. Right?
And they play the same commercial for it over and over.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work anymore. That format does not work. It's like because audiences do not want to be told when they laugh and when things are supposed to be funny. They don't want that anymore. It was a very different time back then.
Donated $20. What happened to this show? You've been having way too serious talks lately. What happened to my interrupting robot and fart jokes?
We just got one. We did. Yeah. Well, Kate decided that she wanted to cause some shit. Ooh. So Kate was the one who came out and decided we were all having a very nice time. We were all like getting along and having a great time. And Kate just decided that she wanted to throw a switchblade. Kate decided, because she has the switchblade on her faction, that she decided that she has to start a turf war. So, she comes out here and she doesn't. When one does an impression of someone else that's very funny, I might add, there's a way to do it maybe while someone's on the show, which she did yesterday, and she debuted it behind my back. But I said nonetheless it was funny. I laughed. I liked Matt Link's clip out. I thought it was really good. But then she decides she wants to do some other shit. She comes out and people are just having a nice conversation. She's like, what? Mm-hmm. What do you do? You aggressively said you called RB3 out. You called him out. As we said, hey. And she went all Chicago. She got a deep dish, and she's chewing into the mic. Is Kate still on the show?
I think you're all kind of right about the Snyder Cut. Because, like, if he had one, they should have just put it out. It's like saying, like, hey, I got a kick-ass body, but give me 9 months to do P90X, and I'll show you.
P90X. Hey, you guys want to know the other?
Zack Snyder's saying.
Yeah.
Like, I got a kick-ass body, but just give me more.
You want to know the other fun part? You want to know the other fun part? I got a meeting with Kate at 4:00 today, so that's going to go over really good.
I think it's going to be good.
It might be pushed.
I think it's going to go really well.
It's going to go really well for you. It's going to go very well for you.
I think it's going to. The truth is, here's the truth, Kristian.
Here's the deal.
Okay, let me just get honest for a second.
Mute.
I did not feel like I was doing it behind your back because I know you always watch the show when you're not on it. What's a broad to do?
Sorry.
You can listen to it too, Kristian. You don't have to watch it.
Listen to it. I listen to it. I do.
You can.
I do listen to it, but I only listen when Roxy's on. Yeah, sorry. Oh, sorry. Oh, it's not because you think, kids, because you bore me.
Fair enough. By the way, I mean, you guys knew I did actually feel bad about doing that thing about when Roxy wasn't on the show because then you guys were like, then you guys were like, oh, I'm so uncomfortable. I'm like, but I would do this if Roxy were here. But then I sent it to her, and she
loved it.
She was the greatest sport in the world about it.
Yeah,
so
we're just uncomfortable because we're men. That's why.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Peek-a-puss.
That's exactly.
By the way, Brett, Kristian, I don't know if you know this. Brett and I, we have a show on your network. Maybe not for much longer. Maybe not for much longer.
Well, Brett does.
Brett has a show tomorrow, so it's on. It's behind the paywall. It's if you're a SEN patron. But tomorrow, the show is called Kate and Brett Eat.
Oh, really? What are you eating?
Yeah.
Just anything. We're just eating
whatever.
That's great.
We're gonna starve ourselves during this show.
It'll go well. It's gonna really boost viewers.
Yeah. Well, then we're gonna make each other. Yeah, we're gonna make each other guess what we're chewing. It's gonna be really a fun time.
I like it. Sounds good. It's quality radio. All right, but it is going to be on. Make sure you go on over. Go to the SEN Live Patreon, everybody. Check it out, and it's Brett and Kate's Playdate. So there you go. All right, everybody. Make sure also, once again, interrupt the show. Streamlabs.com/the Schmodown. We got about an hour left. The donations, they keep the show going. They keep us here today. You've been so very generous over the last couple of months here. The reason why, since we brought everybody back, you're able to do it. Dan Merle's show,
once again,
the new episode.
Asking for your financial support.
Thank you, Brent. So, Mr. Dan Merle, he put a show up yesterday, All My Movies. It is the episode of All My Movies that just went up about New Nightmare, which I was very excited about. That's another way to support Dan, is the podcast form there. Today, coming up next it will be on 2:00, and that will be following the finale, the tournament finale. After 36 competitors all scrapped in the movie Trivia Schmodown, we're down to our final two. The Ian Snyder, Jeff Snyder, going up against the new rookie sensation, Adam the Coyote Collins. It happens today at 12:30, immediately following this show. Watch the tournament finale. It's 5 rounds. Even if you didn't watch the entire tournament, go over there, support these guys. This is going to be a scrap. So get on over there, check it out, and then watch coming up next with Jen and Brad right afterwards.
Sorry, Kristian. Yes. I actually want to piggyback off that. I was going to say I'm going to say something that may be unpopular, and I'm really fine with that because that's most of the things I say. But I was going to say I feel like there have been a couple of things that I found to be great about this time where we're all sort of isolated, and I feel like COVID did wonders for the Schmodown. And I know that's going to sound crazy, but I feel like this was such a amazing season, so successful. And I know it was there goes my family leaving. I know that it was but like the truth is I feel like we had such great content with the Schmodown because I think there's something about like not everybody has to like drive and be at the studio at a certain time. What's convenient for you? Okay, you can do between this hour and this we got so many great matches this year, and I feel like that. Like I thank COVID for that, because I actually really feel like it worked to our advantage.
Competitive wise, it absolutely did, and I think what it also did is it built out brand new stars. It furthered a lot of people that were already popular. But imagine next season, if you've been sitting around, you're a Schmoedown fan, or even if you're not a Schmoedown fan, you're like, oh, I've heard about it. I've seen what they do. Oh yeah, they keep talking about this Adam Collins guy or Marisol.
Joey donated $50.
Oh, thank you.
Where do that SEN After Dark show? Can we get some likes on this video? Freaking balls.
Yeah.
Just
See, but that's another.
Subscribe to podcasts like Download and all that crap.
Thank you.
Was
See,
that
that's
good, Christian? No.
Perfect.
Balls.
Oh, no, that's good.
Hi, Brett.
Oh, it was actually perfect. Oh, he's still going.
Ben.
Bay 3. It's actually perfect, but yeah, that's the other thing. We stopped doing the auction things. There's so many times you tell people like it helps to like the show, and it's like there's there's evolutions to what you have to do, and that's why I'm telling people go to the podcast form. That's how you do it. That's how you continue to support the show, and how we can get away from potential things of what we want to try to do to drive people there. If people are just going there, then you don't have to drive anybody there.
If people like the video, if every single person liked the video and left a comment and actually helped the show grow, we wouldn't have to be considering all of this like
right at all.
Patreon and
even when you're doing if 10,000 people watching it watch this episode, and there's another, because right now with and audio downloads, to be honest, are better. We're doing like 20 to 30,000 an episode on audio, and YouTube now it's switched. And it's like there's like 10,000 people are watching the replay total, and then it's like 800 likes or 1,000 likes. It's like you can't keep doing this way at the same time. You have to switch things up, and it's like I know people don't like change, but I think that it's ultimately the way we got to do to where it's not very hard. I understand when people go, I just can't join Patreon, man. I got my ass kicked by the pandemic. I have other things to do. I just can't. Even at $2, I can't join. I just can't do it. I don't see the excuse for if it's like, well, if you support the show, that is. I don't see the excuse for saying, well, I can't subscribe to the podcast because I don't listen to podcasts. Yeah, but it helps the show. We're not asking you for the donation if you can't do it, but you can click on a subscribe. And do that. That's what helps. You can click the like button. That's what it is. So I don't think you should be allowed to complain about how if it moves, if you don't like the videos consistently, if you don't subscribe to the podcast feeds, I don't think you should be able to complain. I'm never going to call somebody up and say, well, you couldn't be part of the Patreon, so is what it is. Everybody's financial situation is different, and I don't agree with the fact that, well, if you buy a cup of coffee every day, you don't know what people's financial situations are. Yeah. You just don't know what they are, especially now. So if you can't support on Patreon, you just can't. But you can subscribe to the Apple Podcast.
Khalid Ali donated $20. Al-Salam Alaikum. What is your favorite Beatles song? Hi, Brett.
Hello.
That's tough.
It's a tough one. It's definitely off the White Album, which is my favorite album. I would say Blackbird.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
My answer.
Julia's pretty good too.
Shadow Dragon Productions donated $20.
Thank
As
you,
the wish concealed in my left hand remained a wish, I saw an unending dream.
Yes.
In my right hand was an empty memory. I stood at the ends of an unknown world, struck by an unending rain. The strength to protect what's dear to me.
Oh,
wow.
True.
False? No, false. True?
False.
What is that from?
I disagree. I don't disagree. I disagree.
No.
These
Apple.
are too good. These are too
Cakes. Shoes.
Snyder Cut.
Dude, people are also asking, even though it is the feed is in the description, I think anyway. So here, I just put it in the chat. It's in the chat. So, and I will put it. You know what I'll do? Right next to the So Sorry Lex. By the way, Kate, have you seen how many people are doing these So Sorry Lex pictures and shirts now? Oh man, I'm retweeting them. They're so comfy. Oh, they're so comfortable, and there's so many people wearing them now. I love it. It's like it really is the SEN gang.
I love it.
If you got the So Sorry, and even people who are like, well, what is this? If they missed that episode, they're like, what is the So Sorry Lex? They're still getting it because it's part of the it's like part of the lore now.
I'm very sorry, Lex. I'm very sorry, Lex.
I also
That's
have,
actually my favorite Beatles song. That one.
Yes, it's a good one. What is your favorite, Brett?
And Your Bird Can Sing off of Revolver.
That's a good one too.
Yes.
I'm more of
That's
a
a
Rolling.
really good one.
Is it okay to say I'm more of a Rolling Stones guy?
Hey, that's all right.
Totally fine. I love
Dickie
when
hates the
Scorsese
Beatles.
uses it, and I love Paint It Black. Those are my only two Rolling Stones songs.
See, Painted Black. There's a lot of Rolling Stones songs, but
Ryan has donated $30. Long time listener, first time donor on SE, and so here's my balls. Let's have Kate roast everyone on here. Come on.
No.
Do it.
You
won't.
No.
Have some balls.
well, wait a minute. Balls? You mean so? Wait, can you rephrase that and say, Kate, be you? She does every show.
Kate,
She's not nice. She's not nice to us. We're super nice. And I'm like, Kate. I say, Kate. Listen, you're one of my favorite people in the world. I want you to write for my website. I'd love for you to come on the road. I want you to be a manager in Schmodown. And all she does is she's just mean to me. And I don't think that's nice. I don't think that is very nice. I think that it's someone who there might be issues underneath that she's trying to tell me that she just can't do it. She's doing it through humor, and I think it's offensive. I think it's offensive.
I'm gonna
say that out loud?
I'm gonna give you the opportunity to change that answer.
New choice.
New choice.
That old improv game. New choice.
This is an improv game called New Choice. When I clap my hands, make a new choice. So Christian.
John gets donated $20. Sorry, which button
Thank you, John.
do I
Save me.
click? Is it this one with the thumb pointing down?
No.
Or the other one with the thumb up? I will click that one a couple times just to be sure.
Thank you.
Happy New
No, the other one, the up one.
Sorry, the up one. Please. Brett, I got something for you. You ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's get Brett is on screen.
Rub-a-dub-dub, big man in a tub, and who do you think they could be? The butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, run them down rogues, all three.
Very well done.
Very well done.
Very well done. So
A lot of crap in this room.
my favorite is someone says, "What is that? It's creepy."
All children's songs are creepy.
It is when you don't have when you don't have children. It is 100% creepy. Because like if you're a mom or your dad and that comes on, you're like, oh, you just think your children eating. If you're a single guy playing PlayStation 4 in your underwear and that comes on, you're like, oh my god, are the cops coming for that song being on? That's fucking weird.
Remember when you thought you were the smartest kid in school? You're like, well, do you know where Ring Around the Rosie came from? Do you know? It's from the Black Plague, and they would die. Like, you thought you were like the smartest third grader, like dropping knowledge on you.
Ashes, they all fall down.
That's them dying.
Think about it.
Get woke.
Yeah.
It's good. All right, let's get into the. I guess we have more stories too. We
got a few. We got some quick hits, like you said. Legally Blonde is set for a May 2022 release. Thank God. Reese Witherspoon is coming back. Written by Mindy Kaling. Plot specifics are under wraps for now. The big one, though, the big news story for me today, not even Zack Snyder stuff. Christmas Chronicles 2 is coming out this year. Garbage. With Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. I cannot wait. I love the first Christmas Chronicles.
Was she in the first one?
She was at the very end.
Oh,
like
okay.
they teased her at the very end. It was literally like an MCU post-credit scene. And Kurt Russell is the best Santa of all time. And he's so good in that movie. And I'm excited for the sequel.
Yeah. I don't know enough about the movie itself. I mean, I watched a little bit of it. It was one of the typical things of like we started it, never finished it, never went back to it. But it sounds good that they're doing. I mean, it was very popular.
I didn't see that.
It was very
one.
popular.
Didn't see that
Yeah,
one.
it was very popular. And same thing with
John
Legally Blonde.
gets
I don't.
donated $20. Let's be honest. Children are creepy. Their songs are creepy. Many of their movies are creepy. What?
That's
true.
Yes, I am single. Why do you ask?
That's right. I don't think that you're creepy, but I don't know. For some reason, my 3-year-old now has a Southern accent. I don't know why that is.
She been hanging out with Renee Zellweger?
Maybe I don't know what it is. Like Kate, I'll wait. She go, Dad, and I'm like, where? I'm like, what? What do you, where's Mom? I want to go outside. I'm like, who are you? I'm like, what are you watching? You know, this Paw Patrol.
I'm powerful hungry, Papa.
Yeah, it's like, Dad.
I'm fitting to get the ship.
Yeah. Well, she's got the Shirley Temple. I know Shirley Temple's Southern, but the old school kind of curls. You know, and I was like, we should have just named this kid Blanche. Dad,
I'm mighty fine.
Yeah, Dad. What do you want to? What show do you want to watch right now? Jake and the Neverland Pirates, Dad.
Life is like a box of chocolates, Dad.
Dad. Yeah,
Let's watch Paw Patrol, Pa.
where's my dad? Dad. I'm telling you, it's like I said to my wife, I was like, who do we have in our family that is Southern? She's like, well, my great grandfather or something was from the. I was like, yeah, but he's been dead for years. I'm like, you know, she didn't, you know, it's like she didn't like watch old tapes of him. Who's she watching to get that? It's so funny. Anyway, let's get to your questions here. Streamlabs.com/the Schmodown. And if there's anything that you want to say, anything you want to talk about, make sure, obviously, that you interrupt the show. We have about 45 minutes if you keep us on for 45 minutes. But if you'd like to, streamlabs.com/the Schmodown. What do you got? So, all right, Ben, what's going on?
Cody Allen. If you guys were to do impressions of SEN personalities, what phrase would you use to get into character? For example, when Kate does her Christian impression, she uses the phrase, I could not disagree with you more.
Which ones do you do? Like what words? I mean,
phrase, yeah.
Well, I mean, Arnold's always, it's fantastic, right? It's like, come on, it's fantastic. I got to tell you here, there's not a lot of things going on.
Balls donated $20. Once more unto the breach, dear friends, once more, or close the wall up with our English dead. In peace Terese nothing so becomes a man as modest stillness and humility, but when the blast of war blows in our ears then imitate the action of the tiger.
You know, I was thinking about the same thing yesterday on my walk.
Yeah.
And when I was walking, I was thinking about it. It was like, and it's just, there's no clear-cut answer.
I mean, agreed.
Yeah.
There's no clear-cut answer.
I was going to say, I feel like all impressions with Ben Goddard have to start with, no, fuck you.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be Goddard's catchphrase.
Yeah, Gary Busey just says his name. This is Gary Busey. I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, like I said, Statham is Know What I Mean.
Yeah.
And Kate's going to get really pissed off at me later, you know, mate.
I guess like for Russian Ben, it's like in Soviet Russia.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Yeah, right. And
For Luke, it's just the eyes. I just gotta get the eyes ready.
Yeah.
and Matt,
Michael B. Jordan is the sniffs.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Right. Mad Hatter is to say about Mad Hatter and Elmo is just to say about the most inappropriate thing that you can.
That's how I start.
Yeah,
It's a stall technique for what to say. It's an improv stall technique.
And for me, I just think about saying the most inappropriate thing possible. Like, I don't think the big deal with Rudy Giuliani grabbing his ball bag is such a bad idea. The other day when I was at Starbucks, I just pulled out my cock and started wanking it in the middle of the place. No one was even in there. Well, they all had masks on, so boy, did they get a surprise when I was finished.
Jesus Christ.
Facts. Listen, if you guys don't like those facts, go listen somewhere else. Those are
they
facts.
don't care about your feelings.
They don't care. No one cares. No one cares. RB3, let's get into the. Speaking of Borat, what did you think of the movie?
Oh yeah.
What did I think of Borat? I really I thought it was good. I enjoyed it a lot. there's definitely, they go for a lot of big, moments for it. Like he definitely interviews a lot of crazy people. Or not interviews, I guess just interacts with a lot of crazy people. But it's definitely, I guess the older one is definitely a little more like off kilter, and it's a little more offensive just for the sake of being offensive. But I think in
the first one is, or the second one?
The first one. I think the second one, it definitely has a more pointed target, and that's probably like politics. Is definitely going specifically for modern politics, and it feels like super relevant. Like
John
it literally
gets
feels
donated
like
$20. Kristian, what the hell are you doing? Clearly the girl has been possessed by her great-grandfather or whatever you said he was. An exorcism is in order. Whatever you do not have to Reno over, or she will be lost forever and probably befriend a demon.
No, that's true. Hey, let's come here and... Why's my head going spinning round and round, Dale? Dale. Dale.
Where's my whittling knife?
There's two things I wake up. There's two things I wake up to every morning. It's Dale or Nana Muffin. Want my Nana Muffin? Nana Muffin.
Borat.
Yeah, Borat.
Go ahead, RB3.
Oh yeah. No, it was good. It was really good, really funny. It's pretty much all political. But I think there's a really like heartwarming father-daughter story that kind of happens throughout the story, too. But it feels like they just it felt like they had a bunch of gags and then they planned like the actual main story around the gags, and which is funny. It was improvisation. It was definitely like felt modern and felt relevant. But,
how were the interviews? Because like that's the thing about Sacha Baron Cohen is that he just gets people to say these crazy things that they never would in a regular interview. Are there any moments like that? Because we saw the Giuliani picture yesterday.
Yeah, how was that scene?
Well, I don't want to go too into that because that's like actually that's pretty much the climax of the movie, like almost like. But like they go for a lot. I didn't remember there's a stunt earlier in the year that he had with Mike Pence at like one of the Republican conventions or whatever in like February. He like went up and did a prank, and that's in the movie. So it feels like we seen some of the stuff that happened like in real time. But a lot of the more impersonal interviews. I mean, he definitely interviews a lot of weirdos. There's one time where he goes to a cake shop and makes a cake lady write a really inappropriate thing on the cake, which was crazy. But yeah, it wasn't, I kind of feel like we've gotten so familiar with shows like Nathan For You or like, all these other, or even his other show, Who Was America? We kind of got used to that format. So it's not like as fresh feeling as maybe the first one, but it definitely is really, really funny. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd recommend it for people who are into the Borat.
I was gonna say, knowing my sort of reservations about his tactics and stuff, would you say would even I enjoy it, or do you feel like is there a lot of sort of hoodwinking unknowing people?
Nah, I mean, I feel like a lot of times his character, and he's allowed with his daughter a lot in the movie. But a lot of times him and his daughter are the joke. Like for example, they go to a dress shop. They're not necessarily pranking the dress shop owner, but they're doing something funny, like wearing something stupid or something like that. Or
well, in the trailer. She did you see the trailer?
She's wearing the outside of the dress on. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
He's like, very nice.
Yeah,
It's like, oh no, this is just the cover for the dress.
Yeah. It's a lot like that. There's.
I did watch the beginning.
Okay.
Sorry.
I did watch the beginning of the first. I said I did watch the beginning of the first Borat last night though, and it's really funny, the stuff that he says and just how he introduces the whole town. My favorite part about all of that though is I'm sitting on the couch. My wife comes out. And to be fair, my wife has been with the kids now the entire day, and she's, as you know, Kate, you get to that point, you're just like, I'm done. This is my time now. I want to chill out. So she comes out, and I've been watching Borat for 5-10 minutes, and she goes, Borat? I don't want to watch Borat. I go, I don't know if you knew this. And again, not the way, as I learned on this show, maybe not the way to say it, but I'm laying on the couch and I go, I don't know if you know this, but when you're not here, I watch this.
I'm going to give you a minute. I'm going to give you a minute to make a new choice.
New choice. And she stops. She goes, excuse me. And I go, I'm just saying that as soon as you sit down and you say, I want to watch something else, I'm going to go, okay, I'll come back to this. But when you're not here, it is very possible that I'm going to click on something. Otherwise, I'll just be doing this. Staring at the fucking walls.
Advised.
I'm just saying. I was just in a. It's just like, come on. Okay, I didn't say you wanted to watch Borat, but I wanted to watch it, and so my choices haven't been great.
I was gonna say, but there is like a presumption that you would just automatically have but ready for her to come out, that you would have something ready for her to watch, and it's like that's not how it works. I was just the thing. I get it.
Yeah,
I do get it.
Yeah. Thank you.
That being said, my marriage is really in a stressful time.
Yours is?
Oh my God! Are you guys in great marriages right now?
No.
Are you? Oh, it's hard. It's really hard.
We're not supposed to spend this much time with each other.
Yes, we're not. It's true.
No, it's not. We're just not supposed to. No, we're not supposed to. We're in bunkers right now with people, and it's like there's a reason why so many people there's these fights inside bunkers, and it's like it can't be going well for anybody. Is it going good for you, Kate?
No.
No.
I commend you. I'm like, that's so sweet. You and your wife still hang out at night, because I'm telling you, we're sort of like so he just got Mario Kart for his birthday, so we will play Mario Kart for a little while, and then at some point we'll be like, because he just beats me every time, which is fine. I'm actually fine with that.
Clip out.
And you're going into a place right now that I dream of sometimes. So then
we go. Then we're like,
yeah, you're like, I'm gonna go. Go ahead. We're gonna go somewhere else. Sometimes if I would be like, okay, I love spending time watching these movies with my wife, hanging out and doing these things, but she's watching the fucking Bachelorette, and I can't take it anymore. Right? And I'm not gonna lie to you that when she's watching it, I'll sit there and I'm like, all right, well, that guy's a fucking idiot. That one there, he's a moron. That's the villain. I'll tell you what they're gonna do there. And I watch it. She's like, shut up, you're so dumb. You made me watch this.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what I do want to do though, sometimes I'm gonna go as she's watching the show. I'm gonna go into the office and I'm just gonna work back there. The whole day we're apart from one another. The whole day we're apart right now. You want to be apart from me now? And I'm like, what I want? Yeah. But you can't say that. You can't. You're like, I don't know. I'll watch. Larry P. try to get the first impression rose. Fucking Larry P. Anyway, all right. Let's get back to
just to clarify. He beats you in Mario Kart, right, Kate?
Yeah.
He beats. Yeah.
Why not? He beats.
That's what I meant. No, I was. Yeah.
I did. Me and RB3 were on the same page because, my marriage isn't going well. We play Mario Kart and he beats me.
I didn't realize. Okay, I thought you were laughing. I honestly thought RB3 was laughing because I thought he was like, "What kind of man wouldn't beat his wife on Mario?" I thought it was like a etiquette thing.
Yeah.
I didn't understand.
Get me out of here.
No. To be clear. No. When I say my marriage, I just mean like I just feel like there's so many fights that we wouldn't normally have if we didn't spend all day in the same space. And also, I think the other thing that's so hard that nobody is talking about is that when your kids can't leave the house, the mess that your house is in, especially if you have littles, the house is a complete it's a complete disaster, and it feels awful to be here. It's like, and then it's like and it's like, okay, we're making a new thing before we have every meal. We're gonna make sure we do a cleanup, but even that sometimes falls by the wayside because it's like, oh, we gotta play, we're doing this thing, and then okay, but dinner's ready, and so I just feel like we're living in a shithole, honestly.
Right. No, I get it. I was telling you this, Kate. Every night when I go to sleep at 11:30 at night, I went out there the other night and I look at the living room and I felt like a UFC fighter before the lights went on in the arena because I knew the next day shit was going to go down. I'm like,
You hear like a
that's
slow music.
I'm like, that's going to be turned over. I'm going to put that back together. That's going to have to be okay. That thing, I got to get that out of the reach. No, someone's going to put that in their fucking mouth. I got to move that out of the way. And then this, okay, I got to have this ready to go. All right, push the fucking dishwasher button. Make sure that's done. Okay, good. No, can't. No shit. Forgot to throw the shit diaper into the thing. It's like all these things that happen, and then you're like, okay, and then I get, and I go, oh, I missed my Netflix show yesterday. Shit, fuck off.
Yeah.
That's your big problem. Anyway.
Well, there's no impetus to clean either because it's not like anyone can come in my house. So it's just like this cycle of like, it's like bad. I don't know. I need some Marie Kondo.
Yeah, seriously. So let's get to some more of these questions. Streamlabs.com/theschmodown.
Also, at some point, Ben and Kristian, sorry, whenever you guys feel like it's a good time, I did want to give some details about the meals for Kevin Smets. So whenever.
Oh yes, do it now.
Okay, is that okay now? And then Ben, I don't know if you would mind putting this in the chat, but
you have a link for me?
Yeah, I just have the email address.
Yeah.
So basically, something that whenever like you're a new parent, like when you have a newborn, a lot of times what will happen is that people will bring new food, right? Because part of what's so hard is that like when you're in a time of crisis, and I do think that a newborn is a time of crisis, whether or not people would agree with me or not, or when you're in a time of crisis, your husband has cancer, or when you're in a type of crisis, you have a newborn and your husband has cancer, the most basic things become burdens, like your necessities, like you have to eat, but like figuring out how to put food in your mouth becomes the thing that's, I think, is just so hard. And I feel like that is one way we can absolutely help Kevin Smets and his wife and his baby is to get them fed. So I started an email address for him, and so it's smashcancer41@gmail.com. So you can send a grocery store gift card, e-gift card to them so they can get groceries delivered. So that's like Ralph's is a good one that does e-gift cards. I'm getting him a Costco membership, so they're going to have Costco soon too. The problem is with Costco gift cards, you can only send physical. So I'm going to figure out like a P.O. box or something for that. But the other thing is there's this company, Freshly, that I've already given them a week of meals from. And so Freshly, it's freshly.com, but you can like donate either like a couple of meals or whatever. And basically they get to choose which meals they want, and then they come, and all it is about putting it in the microwave. And I have to say, like, I just can't imagine this time with, and I don't know, I just feel like it's one thing that we can do as a community it's not about money, right? But it's about actually like helping them feed themselves. And I also believe his wife's nursing too, so it's even more important that she not get malnourished. And
and Kate, so to copy or piggyback off of that, this is something that yesterday, because Roku was concerned at one point because they said there was a GoFundMe for Kevin, right? And he said, well, Kevin doesn't want that. I spoke to Kevin. Kevin he does, because what happened was Paul Preston had a conversation with him, and he's like, dude, this stuff kind of adds up for you, down the line, whether it's food or whatever it might be. Like, I can tell you, from someone who went through something similar, obviously didn't have a child, but he had lost his wife, and he told Kevin about this. And I have to tell you that I'm always blown away by how supportive the community is, and you guys have done it again. At the moment, they have a goal of 15,000. Right now, they're at 8,000. Right now, they've already raised $8,000 for Kevin, which is incredible. And I just posted the link in there. So, like you said, if you can do something, what Kate's saying, if you want to donate to Kevin at GoFundMe, it's available right now. So. Yeah.
And then just to add to that, I just got the word. I got a few responses today. I'm going to be doing all weekend. I'm going to be doing like a fundraiser stream for Kevin.
That's great.
And tomorrow we're going to be playing some games with Kate's going to be there. Winston's going to be there. Alex Damon. I think Cameron Rice is going to be there. Getting responses now. So. Okay, great. Like all that's going to go to the GoFundMe for sure.
I love that. Great. So Ben Goddard's going to be doing something. So that's the way to do it. Check it out, everybody, and see what you can do. All right, we're going to move on over here. Streamlabs.com/theschmodown. And what do we got, Ben?
Eddie Kruger. Hey, gang, long-time listener, first-time donating. Thank you. I love this show so much. I recently tried to end my life, but the universe had a different plan for me. I have a 6-year-old son, and now I need to be here for him. How do you deal with depression?
Well, I mean, Brett, I know you have talked to, we've had conversations like this before, and I know Brett has been pretty vocal outside too. I don't know, Brett, if you have any particular advice for this gentleman.
I mean, yeah, definitely. Just don't hide your feelings from everyone around you. Let them know how you're feeling. That's the worst thing you can do is just stuff that down and not share it, because people need to know that you're not feeling right, and you need to see professional help. You can't, it's not about like, oh, I'm going to go on a diet and exercise and stuff like that. If it's that bad, definitely talk to people that their job is to help you, and don't rely on us knuckleheads to give you any help.
Well, there's that. Honestly, we haven't gotten sponsored by them yet, but there's BetterHelp, and it's a hotline. And like, honestly, you listen to any podcast, and they're gonna have like a deal for it. They're a big podcast sponsor. So if your insurance doesn't cover it or something like that, look up BetterHelp and look up, like, there's so many podcast codes out there for it. And you'll get like a free session, and they'll sign you up for it. They'll get you the help you need. I've definitely been there before too, man. So trust me, talking to someone matters. Like, it's not about being tough. It's not about like, oh, I'm going to pull myself up by the old bootstraps. It has nothing to do with that. You need to seek help. And
don't be embarrassed by it.
No, definitely don't be embarrassed by it. And like you said, you mentioned it inside of that. You've got your child, and so that's always should be the thought. And that should always be the first thing, because when you get to that place, and everybody gets to a place to where they're just questioning things, right? So drive your thoughts to that child, and that will, and it looks like it already has helped you, but continue to do that, and then listen to what these guys are talking to also. So
I'd also say that depression doesn't look the same in everybody.
No, it does not.
Yeah, so it's not sadness.
For me it was rage. Like after I had my babies, I was just so, and then like I talked to my psychiatrist, and she was like, "Yo, you have postpartum depression," and I was like, "I'm sorry, what?" Yeah. It didn't occur to me. I thought depression was just sort of feeling down or low, but it shows up in a lot of different ways for a lot of different people. So professional help is like, just, even if you just feel like something's off with you, professional help all the way.
And one more quick thing with that. And it is the hardest thing to do when you're feeling down or angry or whatever, is to look. Looking for a therapist is not easy. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of choices, and it's like, reading reviews about them and stuff like that. And sometimes you just gotta go through a couple of them. And it's luckily my wife helped me out with that one, because I was just like, I don't know who to pick. Who are these people? So yeah, just know that the system it's not the easiest thing, especially when you don't feel like looking for something to find it, but do it.
Well, thank you. And thank you for coming in here and sharing that with us. We really appreciate it. And hopefully us idiots can help you out and give you a laugh. All right. Speaking of which, what's next on the agenda?
Your mom. You're tasked in finding a treasure. You can pick up. Kate's gone. You can pick any of the following to help you out: Nathan Drake, Lara Croft, or Indiana Jones. Who do you choose and why? The other two will also be searching for the treasure against you.
Oh, well, if someone's gonna that last part is the part that I would have taken Lara Croft immediately, because I think that she is hot. That's true too. No, but she's also
donated
she seems pretty
$20.
selfish.
Sorry, did I interrupt? Kristian seems like the kind of man who would throw his daughters under the bus to win at a game of Among Us. Diabolical. Love you all. Thank you so much for helping us get through 2020. #Bandit Brigade Captain Hopper donated $20.
Well, yeah, these kids got to learn somehow. But I think going back to that question, but if they're going, they're all really good adventurers. By the way, did you guys see the first picture of Tom Holland as
I did. Drake? He looks great.
He looks good. Are you able to find that and share it?
I can bring it up real quick.
You can't do it. I can do it. Or Ben, you want to do it?
Yeah, I saw like 8 people retweet it.
So Ben will do it. But yeah, there's a picture of Nathan Drake. I would say if the other two are going to go against, I don't know. I wouldn't want to compete with any of those humps.
Who was the first one?
Nathan Drake.
Yeah,
Nathan Drake. Oh. Then it was Indiana Jones and Lara Croft. To help me out. They're all really smart. I don't know. Yeah, look at that's great.
Oh yeah.
He looks great.
That's a jawline.
He looks great. I think he looks great.
Big
And I
Pussy
think-
Energy
Yeah, he looks
donated
great.
$20.
I just think that Mark Wahlberg should have played his brother. I don't think he should have played Sully.
You can't say that.
Look at that.
You're not allowed to say that. You don't know.
Smarm.
You haven't seen the movie. You haven't seen the movie. You don't know. You gotta understand. You can't make a judgment like that until you've seen the film. You can't. You go out there making judgments. And what are you gonna do next? You've already offended Kate. You can't do that again. Not doing that. What do you want to do? If she wants to eat in front of the microphone, you gotta let her do it.
Yeah.
She's a grown woman. Let her do it. Let her eat.
She's hungry.
I don't know if I want to go treasure hunting with anyone because all their friends seem to die all the time.
True.
Like,
I guess that's the best way to do it. Whose friends die the least?
Yeah.
I mean, Indiana Jones, his friends die the least, right?
Yeah.
I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
As long as you don't
Makes
betray him
it
in the
the whole
beginning.
What's
Didn't
next?
his homie die in the beginning of the fourth one?
Yeah.
What movie?
The Crystal Skull.
No one watched that. No one cares.
I
about
never
that.
saw it. Never saw it.
Yeah, that's not. I
That's
started
not
watching.
canon.
Started watching it. I actually I realized I've only seen that movie once, and I saw it in the theater, and I started watching it, and it's as stupid as I thought it was.
Yeah.
There's like 10 minutes of like actual Indiana Jones stuff in there, and then he survives the nuclear blast.
I always remember when he jumps into that car with the two Russians, and he jumps in there, and they're like, and as he's in the middle of these two Russians, before he delivers this line, they go like this. And he's like, damn, I remember being easier than it was last time, whatever he says, and then he hits them. And it's just like, why didn't they let him do the line? It's like
Big Pussy Energy donated $20.
There you
By
go.
all means marry. If you get a good partner you'll become happy. If you get a bad one you'll become a philosopher. I love being married. It's so great to find that one special person you want to annoy for the rest of your life.
It's true. It's true. You find that one thing that really bugs them, and you just keep doing it.
That's it. Yeah, it works out really well. Here's something you don't do. I'll tell you that even I realize don't do this. If your significant other is bending over to do something, don't do this. Don't do that. It doesn't go. It plays well to the children.
It does,
but it does not go over very well. What's the word I'm looking for? At all. It doesn't go over at all. So there you go.
I thought you were gonna say you goosed her, that like you grab it.
No, I do that sometimes too. But she'll
She prefers that to the fart sounds.
Oh, are you
I would
kidding?
prefer the fart sounds.
But
Just don't
when
touch
we
me,
do it
bro.
though too, and we'll do that. But I'll do that to her in the kitchen, and every time she goes ah, and then every time the 3-year-old goes, "What's wrong?" Every time, and it's like nothing. Dad is tickled, Mama. Okay.
Kate, just don't touch me, bro.
Just don't touch me, bro.
God.
Yeah.
Wasn't ready for it.
That's COVID marriage right there.
Yeah.
Could you just not?
Yeah. Right. And, Brett does the Brett Charming. Oh, how'd that get in there? Whoopsie.
Cramped in this kitchen.
Oh, wait a minute. Talk about cramps. Those are going to be over with, honey. Hey, you guys, guess what? Hey, I don't know if you knew this or not, but I was listening on the fucking news, and the guy, the guy who says he's running the fucking country, he took his shots at the Fauch. He said, he took a shot at the Fauch. He said, this is what he said about him. He said to him, he goes, hey, Fauch is he's a little losing his mind. And I said, Mr. President, you ain't wrong, but he ain't losing his mind from what you're saying. He's packed in the fucking cooler I put him out in the backyard. He pops out sometimes and goes, oh, not yet. And you put him back in. And then he goes, hey, put on the heat. Put on the heat, because it's fucking cold in there. We got ice packs in there, and it's on his ball bag like Giuliani.
Keep him ice down.
That's right. All right. What's next?
Matthew C. Reed. If the Snyder Cut is divided into more than 4 parts or even released over the course of 2 months opposed to 1, they double their income from people who subscribe solely to watch it.
Speaking of Matthew Z. Reed, I've been listening to more of his music because it's just so damn brilliant, right? And I sent his cover of No Rhyme, No Reason to the original band, both Sassoon and Scoots. I sent it to both. And guess what? I have great news for everybody. Scoots is going to come on the show next week.
Nice.
Shut up.
Mike Morabito, Scoots is going to come. He isn't. So RB3 has never got a chance. Scoots was your favorite, right? RB3.
Yeah, that was my favorite. Yeah, I loved him.
Yeah, Scoots, and because he first thing he writes me is like, hey, that's my. He goes, hey, that's our song. Are there residuals? So we're gonna have him on next week. He's coming in, the great Scoots. I would love to get Scoots and Sass on here and try to do a No Rhyme, No Reason revival in front of because there was a fan. I gotta play it, who actually was wearing a So Sorry Lex shirt, which was amazing, and then had her own rendition of a No Rhyme, No Reason song. Let me see if I can find it for you guys before. Yeah, it's really good. I'm gonna see if I can find it, and then I will play it. But in the meantime, let's get to some more Streamlabs.com/The Schmodown.
Ultimate fights. In a fight, who would win? Tape or glue?
Tape.
Hamburger.
Okay, you can't do a write-in, Brett.
Oh, sorry.
I'm going to go glue. I think super glue would win. Are we talking about Elmer's or like...
Elmer's. I think it takes too long.
Super glue don't fuck around.
I know, but it takes too long. I mean, if you want to win in a fight, you need the knockout. You need the...
Well, let's see. Like duct tape versus super glue. Who's winning?
Oh, super glue.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it a battle of who will win against each other, or what's the better product?
Yeah, that's
battle who win against each
question.
other, of course.
Oh, okay.
They're fighting.
Then I'll go glue.
Here,
I don't know why they're. I need to know why they're fighting. I need to
Shut the fuck
know
up, Brett.
what they're fighting about.
All right, here's the song. I can't find the poor girl's name, but I'm gonna play what she did.
Motherfucker, he. Motherfucker, ooh. Motherfucker, he. Motherfucker, ooh. So sorry, Lex.
Really good. I gotta find them. I have to find the poor girl's name. I can't find it on my Twitter. I sent that to Sassoon and Scoots this morning, and I had ripped it off the computes. So I got to find it. All right, what's next?
Okay, what do we have next? Cinema Gorilla. As an intern for the Snyderverse on WB lot, whenever I would speak up about the injustices I saw, they tell me talk to the stockholders to remind me that the people who call the shots and own these properties are execs in New York City who don't know Hollywood.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, by the way, sorry, Kate Killmonger. I
love Kate.
That's Kate. That was Kate Killmonger. Who did that. So, yeah, so it was absolutely great. So do more things like that, by the way. If you have a picture of yourself in the So Sorry Lex shirt, I retweet all of them. Every time someone tags me on Twitter and does it, and they're still available. It's the first thing in the description here. If you haven't got it, I'm telling you, you're going to be, when we go to those, that's Goddard. When we go to a live event, like I'm waiting to see the sea of So Sorry Like shirts. You know, we're going to see a bunch of them, and people are going to be, shit, I should have got it when it was available. And it's going to be available for a little bit longer because I asked. It was funny because when I told Skybound I want to put them up there, they're like, well, are people going to get these? Like, yeah, people are going to get them. And then they went the first week, and then he started going more the second week and more the third week, and like, oh, people really like this. I'm like, yeah, because it's our fucking uniform now.
Yeah,
it's, like, I love this shirt. It's incredible, and it came out really well. Brian Ward designed it, so it's up there. So Sorry, Lex.
I'm very sorry, Lex.
Available now. All right, we got anything else?
Oh, yeah, plenty. Deflated Brady. It seems to me Zack Snyder could be adding the new material because the story will continue after his cut is released. $70 million sounds like too much to spend if they weren't planning on continuing the story.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think they were. It depends on how it goes also, right? It depends on what the overall feeling is. And to be honest, it doesn't matter what critics think for this. Doesn't matter at all. It's how the overall fan base responds to it and does it bring in new subscribers? That's what it does. If it gets a 3, I think it'll do pretty well on Rotten Tomatoes. But if it got a 3% on Rotten Tomatoes, but the fan base was on board with it, and it brought in a bunch of new subscribers, and more people wanted to see more, you're going to get more.
Cool.
There you go.
Quiver Sutherland, in terms of rude movie theater goers, actually go to Alamo Drafthouse. There are strict rules there, and the people there are the most respectful. They actually are doing some great things to keep safe. Just hope these germs are able to stay alive. These gems, sorry, these
not
gems.
The germs. The germs are definitely
what?
Yeah, the germs are definitely staying alive. That's why we're still home.
No, I hear good things about Alamo Drafthouse. Aid 3356. Hi guys, Joss Whedon's Justice League or Zack Snyder's cut of JL. Who cares? I'm looking forward to a newer version of Justice League with extra scenes. Don't care so much for Jared's Joker. Hi, Kate and Brett. You guys are Laurel and Hardy to me. Adrian from UK.
Oh, there you go. Who's Laurel and who's Hardy?
Yeah, right.
I'll be Laurel because I feel like that's a lady name also.
Oh,
okay,
and
there you go.
when you said Laurel, I heard Yanny. I'm tired.
Play 23.
Rub-a-dub-dub, three men in a tub, and who do you think they could be? The butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, running down road, all three.
Oh my God.
Don't lick the salt lamp, Brett. Don't lick the salt lamp.
So, Tiffany F says if you play that song 3 times and a clown pops up behind you with a knife. Wait, you have the toilet seat? Come over and fix my fucking toilet, will you?
Oh, is it just your toilet seat broke?
No, it's the whole toilet.
Oh.
Did it end? Did it end?
Yeah. Oh yeah, can you not hear it? It ended a long time ago.
Hey, Brad, my bulb's out. Can you fix the whole light? I mean,
yeah.
Of course. So Chris, the great Saul says if anyone does miss the So Sorry Lex shirt, don't worry, I'll be at live events selling bootlegs behind the venue. Cash only.
Yeah, it'll be duct tape letters.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna be doing it like the day that he finally actually performs at a live event. He'll be selling it in the back like right before he goes, Saul, and he's gonna run. Oh shit, we're gonna go. Oh fuck, and he's gonna go running in with, and he's already probably sold. He would still have to. You got to keep a quick eye on him no matter where he goes because it's just like bar short. Door short. Where's Saul? Walking around with three bucket loads.
Saul and Tom are going to be sharing coves back in the alley behind the.
No shit. The two of those guys. How those two don't have a podcast together, I have no idea.
I think he's actually,
how is Saul?
I think
go ahead.
Saul's actually going to be on the Gucciverse.
It's about time. I don't know how he's not your first guest. I don't know how Saul. I don't know how when you're coming up with that premise, how he's not the first name that you say. Well, like they have all these people that come up there. Saul's never been on that show. I mean, that's bad casting.
I've got to protect Saul. I've got to protect Saul in the draft because I got to tell you, I'm sure Gucci's going to try and take him. I'm sure.
Well, Gucci's got to try to. Gucci's
got his own problems.
Gucci's got a lot of problems.
Gucci's one of his problems is going to try and take my guy. Sure.
That's right.
Should I be happy that Tom's never asked me to be on that show? Should that be?
Yes.
Yeah, he hasn't asked me either, Brett. That was good.
I popped in for a hot second and went, all right, let's block his number.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, let's see if he picks up. I'll call him right now.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm gonna call him right now. I'll put him on the spot and ask him because here's what I'm saying. I'll have him on. Come on this week. That's what he's gonna say. So. Yeah,
I'm very busy this week. It's busy.
I'm gonna call Bobby Finn. So while we do that, let's see if we can get. Wait, hold on. Let's see. Should I call him moron or idiot to start?
You just gotta tell him it's Pizza USA calling.
Let's see. He might pick up because he knows he'll be on the air.
Oh, I want pizza.
I do too.
He knows he'll be on the air.
Oh, I'm gonna go get pizza for dinner tonight.
I almost gave away his number.
Like I did the other day.
I almost want to. All right, what's the next one there, Ben?
Review and play 23. If the Schmoedown faction had a war with nicknames of their players, who would win? For example, Kate with a switchblade and Gucci and a outlaw.
Oh yeah.
Well, Outlaw's got the. I mean, I've told you I've never loved the Switchblade nickname, but I like the Outlaw. I think Outlaw is so we're asking like the best nicknames ever.
I think honestly, I don't see how any of us argue that Smasher doesn't
Monty
take it all.
Python donated $25. We interrupt this program to annoy you and make things generally more irritating. Oh, cock.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, cock.
Oh, cock. Yeah, you know what's funny is that Smasher initially didn't like that nickname.
Really?
No, at first because when I announced it, I said it just kind of came up with it at the day, and then he fit the role.
PC donated $25.
That was violent. That was really violent.
Shall please stop by twitch.tv/Burke as Dwayne streams for 24 hours for a cure for Alzheimer's. He's got about 6 hours left.
Wow.
Yeah, he's been streaming for 24 hours in the
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's not easy, I can tell you that.
Shit. How do you do, especially by yourself? How do you do that?
Yeah, he's just been.
You fall asleep on camera?
What do you do
Good
when you pee?
interactions with chat. Yeah, I mean, you can go off like it's just the stream is running, but you can take bathroom breaks and like I was eating through, whenever I needed to and drinking coffee and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like you're on, but like you can leave your desk.
It's like Truman Show. It's like Truman Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
You play games with friends. You play like I played Last of Us 2 because it just came out, so that was like 8 hours right there.
All right,
it's a good time.
What's next, everybody?
50 Shades of Geek. Hey, Kristian, if you're still serious about going back into doing stand-up, you should try performing at an Aztec pyramid. Heard you can really make a killing at the top.
Oh.
Woo! Bingo. Name.
Sterling Attenborough. Hey guys, my favorite Beatles song is "In My Life" and "Wild Horses for the Stones." What two shows would you nominate as the best new show of 2020? I'd nominate Ratchet and
Dip and Wipe donated $20. This is my first time donating for an impression, so I guess we'll see how this goes. Can we get Kate as Kristian arguing with Elmo about the pandemic? Love the show. # so sorry, Lex.
Turns out you can't. That's actually
That's not true.
It turns out
true.
that impression got canceled.
That's not true. I didn't say you couldn't do the impression. I just
You're
said,
just gonna give me a lot of guff for it.
hey, I never gave you guff. I just thought that it was very interesting.
Chat, help me. Chat, you out there?
Oh, you're looking for the chat's help right now. I just thought it was very interesting. I thought the choices you made were very interesting. That's it. Just interesting choices, Kate. Interesting choices. I thought that's what when I looked in and I said, my good friend Kate that I call up and I ask advice for and I ask for nice things, and she's just she's just not nice to me sometimes. It has nothing to do with the impression. I thought the impression was very funny.
All right, so let's get Elmo talking about the pandemic by himself then.
Yeah. No, Kristian's showing up. Don't worry.
Real quick, I just want to go on that first one. Or was that the same one? Is that the other person that likes Ratchet other than me? Because I'm the only one that seems to, if I feel like that.
People are saying it's not that. People are not going to.
And I liked it.
Oh yeah, what would I say is the best? Oh, I got to tell you, I got a sneak peek. I don't know why, but I got a sneak peek at The Undoing on HBO.
Oh yeah, is that Nicole Kidman?
Is Nicole Kidman?
Is it great?
And my bestie's in it. It's a slow start, but I'll tell you what. I've seen the first 2 episodes. It's good. I'm amped to see where this goes.
Is it HBO or HBO Max?
HBO Max, yeah. Well, or I guess I
think you're right. I think it is.
I saw it on HBO Max. But
when is that? So when is that? When does it air?
I think Friday. I think tomorrow it comes
All right.
out.
Well, I know what I'm going to be watching this weekend because once I tell the lady, she's going to want to watch that.
It's spooky.
Yeah. All right, let's do it.
I heard the other day people were talking about the pandemic and that because things happen and then people said like, well, we couldn't have seen this pandemic coming, but of course we did. It was planned. It was planned by China.
Almost stop. I just.
Did you want to add about
Farts McGillicuddy just said that the way we should do the Schmodown matches. I just couldn't disagree more with Farce McGillicuddy. I don't know what you were saying, but Farce McGillicuddy was out here saying that the way that we should be doing the speed round, I could not disagree more. The way we should be doing the speed round is to, I mean, honestly.
I'm sorry, Kate, I'm Christian, are you commenting on somebody in the chat that didn't pay any money? Because I was responding to somebody that paid money get their question answered, but you're talking about somebody.
Almost stop for a second because
okay.
Now everybody in the chat's piggybacking off of what Farts McGillicuddy said. I could not disagree more. That is a terrible take. These humps.
I'm confused because every time on the show we say that the people that send the money are the ones that keep us on the show and keep the crew, and you're talking to people that don't send money though.
Well, I like to air out horrible things that are said, especially when they've not been paid for, because I like controversy.
So, I'm just real quick to answer your question. I don't have a favorite Beatles song.
Okay. Okay. What do we have next?
All right. So I'll tell you what we have next. In November was Kate's very first show. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank Kate for the entire year she's been on this show. It was a pleasure having her. Nobody knew this was her last show. This is her last show. It was so wonderful to have her. Kate, also our meeting at 4 was canceled. So thank you for that.
You know what's funny? I meant to tell you. First of all, it was at 3:30, so that's the.
Well, no, it got moved because of my one-on-one. You didn't know that yet, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay. You weren't told.
I wasn't told.
Okay.
It's your own meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't. Yes.
Do you know what my first "It's okay you weren't told" was? Back in the day when they would start talking about Schmodown, I would crack jokes about the Schmodown. I'd be like, "Oh, we still doing that?" and stuff like that. And Christian's like, "We're trying to cut promos here, man. You can't make jokes about the Schmodown." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you just wanted me to joke around, but not during that. It's okay. You weren't told. It's okay."
That was me eating. I wasn't told about the no eating rule. I got you.
We're definitely live. We're definitely live right now. What's next?
50 Shades of Geek. What's blue and smells like red paint?
Failure.
Blue paint.
Oh.
Okay. What's next?
Giuliani's ball bag. Can't believe I have to deal with this guy's shit stank all day, every day. Thanks to Borat for finally airing me out.
I like that one. That was good. All right.
Tongue punch fart box. Is this all my fault for not liking the videos on YouTube? When you like a video, it goes to a playlist. If I liked every single video, the playlist would mirror the Schmodown channel. I like the ones that stand out. I'm a patron, so I'm glad that helps. Well, you look at your liked videos playlist?
Well, you can make that private. I had that problem too, and then I just made my liked videos playlist private.
Yeah, you do that, and then again, the biggest thing that you guys can do is the second thing in the description right now. It is subscribing to the podcast feed. That is the biggest thing that you can do. Yeah. All right.
Solskjaer, Mount Rushmore of Arnie one-liners. My personal fave is probably John Matrix. Don't disturb my friend. He's dead tired.
Yeah, that's a good one too. I also like See you at the party, Richter. A good one.
See at the party, Richter's good. Even from Commando, just like remember I tell you I kill you last. I lied.
You know, I like the subtle ones. There's the one where he does consider that a divorce.
Yes.
Really good. That one. I need the vacation.
That's so dark when he just shot the woman that he was supposed to he got memorized. His wife shot her in the head. He's like, consider that a divorce.
Consider that a divorce. It's that one, and then there was, and even the one where he's the eraser. He says something about the alligator thing. Luggage.
Yes, your luggage.
Luggage.
Eraser's very underrated.
Hey, light bulb. It's a good one too from Running Man. All right. What's next?
The Running Man is like, I'm gonna take out your spine and tear it down your damn throat. Like that's the best one.
Yeah, and it's his second best use. The first fuck you that he ever did that was the best is the Terminator, when the guy goes, "Hey buddy, you got a dead cat in there?" and he has fuck you asshole. That's a good one. But then the other one that he says to Richard Kimball in the not Richard Kimball. He fucking what's his name? Killian, when he tells him "fuck you." It's just so subtle. So
Mr. Anus, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was the first Indiana Jones movie I saw. I enjoyed it. Then got the others on DVD and loved them. Never went back to 4 again. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Matt Link, when Kristian said no one clips out parts of the show yesterday, and I'm over here clipping 2 to 3 times a day in the great words of the internet, am I a joke to you? Just kidding. So grateful for you guys in this community. Thank you all.
Brett had a power outage, so he's his computer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's all right, yeah. Super Chat is loading right now. My laptop is running at dial-up speeds.
Okay. Well, I'll look at Super Chat if I can get to it.
I got it.
Got it?
Red Wolf, thoughts and prayers for my girlfriend who just lost her mom last night. She was an amazing woman who did nothing but love everyone around her. Love you guys.
I'm sorry for your loss, and thank you for sharing with that.
That's tough. I'm sorry, Red Wolf.
And Red Wolf also, there's a long road ahead of you. To be here for her.
Yeah.
Chris Corcoran. I understand Marvel actors defending Chris Pratt, but where were they when Brie Larson got death threats from Dude Bros? She had to get therapy and just wanted more inclusion. Don Cheadle defended her, though. I agree, Chris.
I don't know enough about that situation.
I don't either. I don't know anything. I didn't know about J.K. Rowling, you guys.
What's the next?
Jaiman John, better song, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Californication, or Green Day, Boulevard of Broken Dreams?
Californication.
I like I Walk Alone. Is I Walk Alone? Is that what it's called? Boulevard?
Yeah, it's Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
I don't know. I think Californication's pretty damn good, but I do like that Green Day song, so I'll give the slight edge to Green Day.
I'll give the slight edge to Green Day because we're in California, so I think we might be a little bit biased. And plus, that end solo with the dan and like when it's just the instrument, it really does it for me.
Yeah,
pretty sure the Chili Peppers are popular outside of California too.
Okay.
Well, I always refer to Adam Scott from Parks and Rec. He's like, I don't like the Chili Peppers. There's talking about California and doing drugs in California. Jaiman John, Kristian, please react to Tupac and Notorious B.I.G. freestyle now on YouTube.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know either.
I have to look into it.
Oh, you're back, Brett.
You all right?
Not a big Green Day fan.
Is that everything?
We're going back to Streamlabs. Dip and Wipe we got Dip and Wipe, and I think that's it. Yep, that is it.
All right.
Oh, just in time.
So much, everybody. Thank you for joining us here today. Brett Sheridan, Kate Mulligan, RB3, Ben Goddard, and all of you. Thank you for joining us this week. Thank you for all the donations you're able to do. Once again, remember, if you're able to, head on over to Patreon, patreon.com/SEN Live, or patreon.com/Schmodown. We have the Dan Murrell Show available on podcast form, one-on-one. The audio with myself and Tiffany Smith, that's going up any minute now, and then the video will be tomorrow. So make sure you check that out. Support everybody here. Make sure you check them out on Twitter and on Facebook and all that stuff. We will see you guys very soon. Later.